welcome everyone. This is our weekly live Q&A. As always, feel free to ask your questions in the comments. I'll get to them as they come up. If you are watching on the replay, you can still ask questions. I will get to those in our next week's live Q&A session. So while we wait for new questions, I wanted to open with, this week we're talking about getting away from just relying on motivation, willpower, and instead shifting our focus and our mindset to setting up routines and addressing our environment to be more supportive of what our goals are, rather than things that are make it even harder to get through. Examples with that, what I mean by that is an example of your environment. If you're trying to make healthier decisions with your food, especially in an area like snacking, making your environment more conducive to that goal is making things like fruits, nuts, healthier type snacks that you want to be snacking on more accessible, more visible than a lot of the processed candies, junk foods, things that we're trying to reduce, diminish, and keep more in like an occasional, not a daily type thing. Those need to be, if they're in the house at all, they need to be put away and out of immediate visual. And allowing the healthier snacks to be the first things that we see. Because a lot of times what gets us into that trap is that we're looking for a snack, and the first thing that we come across is that, tasty, easy thing instead of the more healthy option. And access and difficulty are the two biggest factors when it comes to a lot of our food decision making choices. So if you can make it so the healthy foods are the first things we see, they're already ready to go, so there's not a whole lot of preparation that you need to do. It's an easier pick to grab and do for a snack than if it's hidden away, or if like they're there but like you've got to do a whole bunch of washing right there. Maybe you have to do some other stuff to help prepare it. Those are other barriers to being able to just grab it and snack on it, compared to grabbing a package and popping it open. With the things that we're trying to keep to more of a occasional, minimal, not a huge part of our intake, keeping them in the house can be kind of risky. If you are going to keep them in the house, they've got to be tucked away, put kind of out of our visual, because if we see them, those are going to be the first things we get because they're already ready and we know that they taste good. Keeping them out of sight keeps them out of mind more often than not, so it's harder for us to mindlessly go into it. If you have to open the cabinets and move, some other boxes, cans, whatever, to get to those snacks that we're trying to keep more minimal, it's going to have, the more effort and barriers you put in, the less likely we are to follow through with it. And even if we do, there's so much effort into it that it's just like, okay, like I'm only going to dish this amount and that's all I'm going to have. It makes it easier to constrain and restrain our appetites rather than that mindless go, grab and go, grab and go, grab and go. Other aspects like that in aspects of exercise, making sure everything related to the workout is ready to go on a regular basis. So not waiting to the last minute to find your workout clothes, your shoes, is your gym bag ready, getting all that ready and set to go, giving it its own stack in either your closet, your drawer, so it's just pull out and go. If you are someone who is going to the gym, in the middle of the day while you're at work or on the way home after work, get your gym bag ready, the night before so it's ready to go. So no matter what time you get up, it's just grab the gym bag, get out the door. Makes it a little bit easier to follow through with that plan. And the main idea of setting up your environment to support your goals is there should be as few barriers as possible to put into action the things that you want to do. So if it's drinking more water per day, you need to make sure that you've always got something to drink, ideally some sort of water, with you anywhere that you may be. So that may require a plan of, do you need to take a couple bottles of water with you because you can't get more water when you're at work for whatever reason? Is it just simply getting an easy to transport bottle that you can keep with you? It can be refilled with your work because they already have stuff for you. You just need to have something that's with you on hand, not tucked away in the break room that you have to wait for a break to go get. Um, with you on the car, with you so you can drink something on the way to work, on the way home from work, um, having something to drink while you're at the gym so you can stay hydrated during your workout. All these play into better supporting that goal. On the flip side, when we talk about routines, routines help keep us in action towards our goal when the motivation, that honeymoon of motivation towards our pursuing our goals, starts to fade. It happens to everyone. Usually during the first few weeks, maybe months, if you're really hyped up for it, it's easy to have that motivation. You're getting up, you're going to the gym, you're getting all of the food the right way in with your food intake, and it's really motivating, it's really easy. What happens is sometimes that motivation starts to dwindle, especially if we've got a big goal that we know is going to take a long time to get to. If you've got more than a 3-month goal, we need to be setting up routines, because getting your motivation to stick past that point is really, really hard because life happens. There's road blocks, there's obstacles, there's things like palate fatigue, diet fatigue. Sometimes it's just easy to get bored with your workouts. So the routines help keep you in play instead of getting burnt out or bored or distracted from it. And what I mean by this is, for example, getting ready in the morning, getting ready for bed at night, making sure that you're setting up routines that are conducive to what your goals are. So, like we've talked about already from the environmental standpoint, this can be things involving meal prep. It can be things involving getting your stuff for your workouts ready to go. That way, it's easy to, for example, for me, getting up, do my shower. I've got my gym clothes. I grab gym clothes that I lay out. I grab my clothes for the day that I lay out. I grab my gym clothes. They go into my gym bag after I let the dogs out. My my clothes are packed for the day, so I've got my gym clothes with me when I'm at work. I am I've got a preset routine on my lunch prep and then breakfast prep. I typically eat similar food, so it's not too difficult. But the beauty is I don't have to be 100% awake and completely aware of what I'm doing in the morning. It's just, I put this stuff together. I use the same type of dish every single time. I use the same cooler to bring my food to work. It's just a natural ingrained routine. There have been a lot of mornings where if I'm really just kind of going through my motions, I have to sometimes stop myself from doing certain parts of the routine if they're not needed. For example, if I've got a lunch meeting for work, I don't need to pack my lunch. I've got to stop myself from doing it because I've made it so automatic. For example, this morning I do, my blood work with my primary care. I had to stop myself from putting everything together to eat that morning because it was a fasted blood draw. So I had to put a little more effort into making it different for that. But the beauty is these are so inherent for me habitual wise that it's not like pulling teeth anymore to make these healthy meals happen for me because I've made it part of my routine every morning. Same thing with evening time. There's a lot of water prep, so we have the whole family has water ready for the next day. Getting vitamins and stuff ready, and then just getting myself ready and set for bed. So when I get to bed, it's easier to fall asleep. Your routines make it easier to be consistent because it's a more natural rhythm for you once you get used to it. And the beauty is these routines stick in place even when motivation starts to lack. I'm not highly motivated to have, my well-balanced breakfast and my well-balanced lunch day in and day out. It's just part of my routine. I don't have to think about what I'm doing with it. It just happens as long as I've done the shopping to support those options being available to grab and put together. Um, so a few things to kind of think and consider. Um, the routines, like I said, they're there to help keep you going when the motivation starts to fade. Um, it happens to the best of us. Routines make the difference in being able to stay consistent with that persistent pursuit to ultimately get to your goal and sustain and maintain it going the rest of the way with your new lifestyle of a healthier and fit body. Hope that was helpful. If you guys do have follow-up questions, throw them in the comments. I'll get to them on next week's live Q&A session. Until then, have a wonderful week, and remember to stay consistent in your persistent pursuit of health.